the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. We're seeing a little bit of rain in the DMV today. Clouds continue to hover, but perhaps patience is necessary at this point. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, I say that because maybe some good days are coming.
Mark, you hit the nail on the head. We just got to wait it out a little bit. We're getting there, and we're starting to see some improvements already here in the early afternoon. Yes, overnight last night into this morning, plenty soggy across the DMV as some of that steadier rainfall worked through. We still do have some showers left over out there, but they're primarily north of the district as we have showers through Loudoun, Montgomery, Frederick counties. That's where some of the steadiest rainfall is. And then back over toward Hagerstown as well in Washington County. We also have that rainfall, but there it is. Not much happening close to the district, off across our southern counties and out across the mountains as well, drying out already. So we'll watch these showers swing on through for the next few hours, but they'll only stick around that long because the low pressure center, the front causing all of this, it's pulling away to the north and east. Look at all the rainfall that's back up across New York into the northeast as well. That's where the wet weather is heading, which is going to leave us with some clearing before the day is done and drier conditions. So you still need to keep that umbrella handy for at least the next few hours through the middle of the afternoon. But before that sun goes down this evening, we'll have dry weather back in play and those clouds will be starting to break up. So there you go. We're getting that improvement already before the end of the day. Does that mean we're in for sunny skies as we head into the weekend? We'll have that answer in your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Retired Supreme Court Justice David Souter has passed away at the age of 85. Souter died yesterday at his home in New Hampshire. He was appointed by former President George H.W. Bush back in 1990. He retired from the court in June of 2009, giving former President Barack Obama his first Supreme Court vacancy to fill. Sonia Sotomayor, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, was the one who replaced him. Bells ringing at cathedrals across the U.S. All this as Cardinal Robert Prevost becomes Pope Leo XIV, the first American to lead the Catholic Church. He'll be formally installed as Pope at a Mass on May 18th. Well, we're now learning more about the pontiff's roots in Chicago as well as in Peru, where the 69-year-old did spend a lot of his time. He was a missionary there, then later elevated to bishop. Many Peruvians remembering him as a leader who waded through muddy flood waters to bring help to people in need, then spearheading the purchase of life-saving oxygen production plant during the pandemic. The late Pope Francis brought him back to the Vatican in 2023 to head up the office of the Vet's bishop nominations. Here he is when he was elected to lead that agency.
Advise, work with Pope Francis, and to look at the challenges that the Church in the United States is facing. I hope to be able to respond to them.
And with the new Pope making history for the United States, many Catholics in the district say that they never expected to have an American Pope, and they're excited about it. DC News Now's Jean-Marie Sasay was at the Basilica of the National Shrine and spoke to people about how they feel.
Newly selected Pope Leo XIV is a familiar face in the Catholic Church, and he's also making history for the United States. And many districts say that's super exciting, and they're also concerned about what he'll do for the actual church.
My manager asked me, hey, will we get an American Pope anytime soon? I was like, no, I don't think so. I think that America's influence is too powerful that they probably don't want to have that overlap.
And minutes later, that became a reality for Austin Sarabia.
Pope Leo XIV steps out on the balcony and it's American. And so we were shocked, to say the least.
Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, is a Chicago native. His longtime work for the Catholic Church and philanthropy gives many people confidence as he steps into his new role.
So he seems like he's well-read, seems like he's a good theologian, and it seems like, from what I've read about him thus far, he's going to be kind of maybe hopefully between like a Benedict and a Francis. So I think that'd be kind of a good positive step for the church.
A lot of people are excited about having an American Pope.
It's just that I think that I'm going to like him.
I was very excited that he's from Chicago. My dad loves the Chicago Bears. And I'm excited that it was Pope Francis's second in command. So.
But they also hope Pope Leo brings balance and positive change within the Catholic world.
For me, it's just clarity. I think under Pope Francis there was a lot of ambiguity that was out there and kind of things that were a little bit questionable, maybe what he might say, what it meant. And so I'm hoping this Pope will be a little bit more clear. The fact that he speaks English might be a benefit too for this side of the world.
I just want to see the Catholic community just grow and expand.
Now, Pope Leo is the 267th Pope in Catholic history. Reporting at the Basilica of the National Shrine, I'm Yalmar Sasay, DC News Now.
Yamari, thank you. Our coverage of Pope Leo XIV continues this afternoon. We're going to have more reaction from around the world. You can find more on the new Pope on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Well, in Virginia, several gravestones vandalized. In an online post, the Fredericksburg City Cemetery says it happened over the weekend. At least 15 gravestones were damaged. The cemetery says that heavy rain blocked their security cameras, so they don't know who did it. The cemetery is a nonprofit and is asking for donations to help repair the gravestones, which is about $20,000 in damage. New video of a car fire in Arlington. This happened near Gravelly Point Thursday morning, just off of GW Parkway. Crews say that no one was injured. Still no word yet on how the fire started. And that wasn't the only car fire in Arlington Thursday morning. Take a look at this car in flames on 395 North. You can see firefighters working to put out the smoke and flames near exit 8A. The scene caused major traffic delays until crews got the situation under control just before the noon hour. Officials say that no one was hurt, and they're still trying to determine the cause of that fire as well. A new report shining a light on the number of young people experiencing homelessness in the district. According to the advocacy group DC Action, there are nearly 10,000 people every year between the age 18 and 24 who are struggling. The report shows the root cause as unaffordable housing, poverty, and racism. It also calls for more money for programs to help young adults.
At the time, I was in a difficult relationship with my child's father. While the relationship was unstable, I convinced myself that moving in with him would be better than being on the streets or back in the shelter system while waiting for a replacement. I thought I was choosing the lesser of two evils, but it quickly became clear that it was the wrong decision.
Well, the report says that government funding has remained flat in the last half decade, funding fewer beds while serving more young people. In Virginia, leaders are calling out the Trump administration for cutting programs aimed at fighting maternal mortality. Now, they're urging the Trump administration to rethink some of their plans. Lawmakers say women in the Commonwealth dying during pregnancy or as new moms is about 47% higher than the country's average. Federal spending and staffing cuts have stopped some pregnancy health programs, including gutting the National Center on Birth Defects and Developmental Disabilities.
Maternal mortality, the death of a mom in the first year after the delivery of a baby, is a life-altering event. A child that loses the child's mother in the first year, the trajectory of their life is going to be so dramatically different.
However, health and human service leaders say that maternal health programs remain a top priority. Well, there was a powerful show of support for survivors of domestic violence in Northern Virginia, all with the goal of raising awareness and some much-needed funding. The head of the women's shelter sleeping in her car overnight. It's all to show the extreme measures that some people will take to leave an abusive home. DC News Now's Max Marcella tells us how she also hopes to help people moving forward.
So this is probably where I'll sleep.
Tiffany Santana isn't expecting to get a great night of sleep.
Laid out across here.
And that's the point.
No pillow, no luxury.
Santana leads Bethany House, a nonprofit that provides shelter and services to women and children escaping domestic violence. This is the 5th straight year she has spent one night sleeping in a car to put herself in the shoes of the many women she sees leave dangerous homes for the safety of homelessness, saying living in a car is better than living in an abusive relationship.
We also know that the chances of a woman experiencing homicide in her lifetime if she stays in a domestic violence relationship is high.
The people participating in this Homeless for a Night are sleeping in the parking garage because they say in the middle of the night all of these lights will go off only to be activated by motion. They say that's fitting.
If every little noise you hear, you're checking to make sure that you're okay. And I imagine having to leave a really dangerous situation, so you're afraid of what's behind you, and you really don't know what's ahead of you, so you're afraid of that too.
But beyond the symbolism, this is about helping provide alternatives for these women. Keller Williams' Realty team is joining Santana by sleeping in their cars overnight and raising money.
And we've raised almost $12,000 for the Bethany House. which would support a full year of operations and maintenance on a shelter.
A difficult night, perhaps a sleepless night is ahead for Santana, who is doing it knowing it can help others leave dangerous situations for hopeful ones.
It's not always a choice, like you were saying, but there are services available that they don't have to spend the night in their car.
In Arlington, Max Marcella, DC News Now.